be you need to be you need to be sure, right, with your explanations so that the client or prospective client can buy in to your idea. So talking about linear, and I'll define quickly what linear growth is. So imagine you have a sum, an amount of money, call it your principal, and your principal is 1 million naira, and your principal yields 20% every year. That means you get 200,000 on your 1 million every year. Over a period of 10 years, you would have gotten 200,000 10 times, which will give you about 2 million naira. Then add your principal 1 million to that, you end up with 3 million naira. So if we are discussing linear growth and you have an asset or a property or a sum of money that is 1 million naira and it yields 20% annually, you end up with 3 million naira after 10 years. Now, that's good, but we can all agree that a 1 million naira investment that gives or where you end up with 3 million after 10 years is not really fantastic. It's not really fantastic because if you calculate the rate of inflation, you might find that what 1 million can do 10 years ago, 3 million cannot even do it now. So really, have you made any profit? No. But when you discuss compound, your compound means that you are earning appreciation at two different levels. You're earning appreciation on the principal and you are earning appreciation on the interest. So, for example, if you have a sum of money, again, let's say 1 million naira, and your 1 million yield the same exact percentage, 20%, you end up with 1.2 million naira. But in the second year, you don't earn 200,000 anymore. You then earn 20% on your 1.2 million naira. In the third year, you don't earn 200,000 again. You then earn 20% on whatever the sum of your interest and principal is at that time. Now, if you continue this process, you would find that there's a very high difference, marginal difference, between just adding your 200,000 every year as in the linear growth and adding 200,000 every year as in the compound growth. At some point, one will be at 3 million naira and the other will be at 20 million naira. But the idea of compound is that if you have a piece of paper and you fold it 50 times, the thickness of that paper will be the distance of the earth to the sun. A lot of people find this impossible, but this is what you can just try by yourself and attempt to. Because if you continue to double a number, even if you started from number one, you continue to double a number, even if you started from number one, and one becomes two, two becomes four, four becomes eight, eight becomes 16. You only need to double it about 14 times thereabout to get to 1 billion. And if you double it a few more times, you'll find out that your calculator cannot show what the figure is. This shows you the power of compound. But what is the reason why we don't see this? Because naturally, our brain can at first just comprehend linear. Our brain can understand adding one to a figure and adding one to the next figure and adding one to the next figure. But our brain struggles with the reality of compound, which is to keep adding to the figure that you've already added to every time. Why are we discussing this? We're having a discussion because a lot of people understand that property is very lucrative. You go and buy property. Property is very good. If you hold property, you make money. If you buy land, you make money. If you buy a house, you make money. But they don't even understand why it's profitable. The reason why it makes you money more than other investments, or the reason why Lucky Phase One, for example, is was 1 million naira or was 800,000 in 1997 and is 450 million now
Mm.
is because of compound. Because every year when the property appreciated, it's not the 1 million that was appreciating anymore. At the point where the property became 20 million, is now 20 million that is appreciating. At the point where it became 50 million, is now 50 million that is appreciating. Is not, but if you give your money to a bank, they keep paying you on your money. They pay the interest on your money every year. It's not like that your money is ever changing. You put 100 million in the bank, it's still 100 million you have. Every time they're still paying you on 100 million. So you are only enjoying the interest on that 100 million. But when you discuss compound, and it's why we struggle with the figures of property, especially once the investment is more than 7 years. There's a reason for that. Because by year 7, you find out that the appreciation of property is way more than even the initial amount you started with. When I say this, I mean if you bought a parcel of land and you bought it for 15 million or 20 million, by the 7th year, what your land is appreciating, the appreciation that your land is gaining annually would already be more than the total amount that you started with. Now, what happens there is by year 10, it's almost impossible to believe that it's the same land that was bought for 2.5 million or for 15 million, as the case may be, that is now selling 200 million or 100 million. But if you really look at the maths and you understand the effect of compound and the fact that every year that land or that parcel gains appreciation, you are unable to, because you are unable to take out your profit is stored in that land, and then the next appreciation happens on the initial investment and on the profit that you have made on that land. The following year again, because you are unable to take out the appreciation on that land, the next appreciation happens on your principal, on the first amount you have made in the first year, and on the amount you have made in the second year. And if you keep going like that, you can easily see why on a certain year, when the land value moves from, let's say, 100 million to 120 million, it becomes very hard to believe because maybe the person bought the land originally for 5 million naira or for 10 million naira, and the land is now appreciating way more than that annually. And because it also doesn't stop at that, it continues to move at that compound rate. It's ridiculous. That's why in the mathematics of money, they say that compound is the most powerful force. Now, I want this session to be, or I want this session to be an interactive session other than other than us just teaching a lesson on compound. I also think that on a day that you are discussing compound, you shouldn't have to discuss anything else because it's actually that important, even though Olayemi will still lead a session on another topic. But now,
Everything should be fine.
I would like to take a few questions if you have about compound and the difference between linear and compound. Bear in mind, I have stressed that the reason why we are discussing compound today is not really because of bank investment, it's not really because of any other thing, but the fact that property is one of those investments that forces you to make your money at a compound rate because naturally you are unable to take out your gain year on year until you eventually liquidate property. So if you have questions about that or around that, I'd like to take that now. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, sir.
So please, if you have any question, kindly unmute your mic and ask your question, please.
Okay, in the absence of questions now, maybe I should also add something. So, many times we're speaking to prospects and we struggle with, most prospects, especially people that are buying for investment, they want you to answer questions about the future. When I say this, I mean they want to know the property that they're buying now for 70 million or 80 million. They want to know how much would this property you're offering to me be worth in 2 years' time, in 3 years' time, in 10 years' time. And yes, it's true, nobody knows the future, but the closest path to predicting the future is the examination of the past, which is so what I often advise people to do is to do two things. One, calculate what percentage that property has appreciated with in the previous, let's say, 10 years. And you can apply that to the next 10 years. You might not be accurate, but you will not be too far from the truth. Apart from, apart from that, what else can we do? And I'm saying this because if you are telling somebody to part with 10 million naira, for example, to buy a parcel of land from you, but you're unable to tell them what their 10 million is going to be worth in, let's say, 5 years' time, you know, that sort of marketing is not really sharp enough. You need to be able to tell them what is going to be worth in 5 years' time. And when you throw out a figure, if you're speaking to an intelligent client or prospect, they are going to ask you, how do you know? How do you come about this figure? They will not give you an example that they bought someone else in Moe in this particular time, 5 years after, this is what it's selling for. They are not really impressed, and so on and so forth. So you need to have a, a mathematical table, whether it exists on your computer or it exists in our minds or in our head. We need to have a mathematical table that we can use to show how we arrive at our figures. So at Ragnarok, for example, we have a schedule that if you call out an area, we can show you how that area has appreciated over a period, and we can use that to predict how it's going to appreciate over the future, the nearest future being another 5 to 10 years. But surprisingly, what we have found every time is that the actual cost after those years has actually even been more than what we predicted. And all this is because of the effect of compound. That's why the figures are able to move at such a ratio that is often unbelievable. Thank you very much. I hope we've been able to gain one or two things from that. And again, if you have questions, I'd like to take them now. Over to you, Olaim.
All right, thank you, sir. Does anybody have questions? If you have any question, please, I'd like you to unmute your mic and ask your question. I think someone wants to speak. Okay. I want to assume there are no questions for now, but just in case you have
Hello,
any
morning.
question. All right.
Hello,
Yeah, good
morning.
morning. We can hear you.
Yeah, please, I would like to know. He said something about mathematical table for different, to have something like that. I would like to know if they have data of different areas online. Like, is this something we can browse, let's say, in areas where you have places like Oshodi, Ikeja, the years as land appreciates? Do we have things like that online? Thank
Well,
you.
you can, okay. Thank you, Bella. You can have, you can browse online, but that bit of research is almost something that is personal for most. What you'll be seeing online is the opinion of another person. There is no uh, government body that is, well, that I know of, that is documenting or tracking these figures for you. But you see articles, you see reports that have been written. You can also go into a bit of history. I mean, you don't even need those figures for 20, 30, 40 years. You just need them for 3 to 7 years. If you know what happens to something in 7 years, you can almost tell what will happen to it in 14 years. So you just need it for a few years. And if you've been, I don't know how long you've been in the business, but if you've been in the business for everybody that's been in the business for up to 5 years and tell you that when they were when they started real estate, this place was selling for 20 million. That place now is selling for 75 million, you know. So you can use that to know what it is for a particular area. But if you have an area of interest, if you have an area of interest, you can't have something for all the areas in Lagos. But if you have somewhere you are selling or somewhere you are trying to sell, you should know for that area. That's what I'm trying to say. So if you are trying to sell the Alva team, for example, you should have an idea. What was the price of a plot of land in Shogotedo 10 years ago, 5 years ago, and what is the price now? So if you tell me that somewhere was selling for 2 million, for example, 10 years ago, and that place is selling for 40 million now, I know that 40 million divided by 2 million is 20x. That means it's selling at 20 times more than what it was selling 10 years ago. Right. I can use that to project what it will be selling in another 20 years' time. But while you do this, you must also understand I don't want to call them exceptions. They're not really exceptions. Well, let's say the exceptions. So there are a few other things that can make it move faster or move slower. Why is it that in the Lekki environment, the rate of appreciation way more than the appreciation on the mainland, for example? Because the mainland is almost fully built up and there's nothing you can do about most of the town planning again. Lekki, on the other hand, opened up at a newer period. So at that time, there are more things that were built into the planning of Lekki. For example, the major expressway is much bigger. There's provision for PRT. I think there's provision for some kind of rail or something. Because the express is a lot bigger, the area is more open. There are also more things in the area that might create job opportunities in terms of free trade zone and other things like that. So that would make a difference. But compound is so strong that everybody eventually gets there. It's just that this person land might get to 1 billion in 15 years, another person might get to in 12 years, another person might get to in 11 years. But everybody gets there eventually. But it's good to know that the development of the area would affect the rate of that appreciation. Another thing that will also affect the rate of appreciation is the price, right? And when I say the price, I mean if land is 20 million, it's easier for a 20 million naira plot of land to get to 40 million than it is for a 200 million plot of land to get to 400 million. So it's actually better to buy 10 plots of 20 million naira plots than to buy one plot of 200 million. You know, because, and there's a reason for that, because there are more people that can spend 20 or 40 million than there are that can spend 200 or 400 million. So you find out that there will be a lot more movement, but the movement in prices will be faster at the lower levels than at the higher levels. So those 2 points should also be considered in that. But again, like I said before, that only slows down or hastens the rate. You still get to where you're going regardless. So I remember that your question was really about if there's data for the area. So if you have a particular area of interest that you're selling, you should know for that particular area. You don't need to know for all the areas. You just need to know for where you're selling, so that if you're talking to a client, you can tell them that 5 years ago, this place was selling for this, what it's selling for now. And I can tell you that in 5 years' time, it's going to be selling for this. Now, if you have a particular area that you lack information on and is your area of interest, you can always contact me or contact me after the training, and then I can help you derive data for that particular. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's clear. Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir. I don't know if someone still has a question to ask. If you have a question, please, you can kindly ask your question now. Okay, I think there are no other questions for now, sir. All right, so we'll be going into the second session of today's training, where we'll be looking at a vital topic on how to generate quality leads using the social media space. Right, so I'd just like us to pay attention and just see everything that I'll be doing as I share my screen with you. Okay, I want to believe everybody can see my screen. All right, yeah, everybody can see my screen. So we'll be looking at how to generate quality leads using the social media, and today we'll be using Facebook as a good example. If we still have time, probably I would also show us how you can make use of Instagram to get quality leads. All right, so before I go into sharing, I would just like to say a few things just to prepare your mind before you start running an advert on Facebook or any social media space at all. So the first thing I want us to understand is that people want to buy, or people are not on social media because they want to buy. That's number one. People are on social media because they want to socialize. That's a key point that I need us to understand when you're running an advert online. And then I need you to know that for anybody to click on your advert, right? Number one, you must be sharing value. You must be dishing out value on that online space for anybody to buy from you. All right. And don't make your content to be salesy. If it is salesy, then people may not really be interested in buying that product. So you have to bring it up more like it's you're sharing value. You want people to learn from you. All right. A very good example of an advert I saw online, is a real estate company, anyways. That advert was talking about what you can do. I mean, the person was talking about building a hotel, yeah, and he just specified what a hotel could be, what could be, I mean, the features that could be, in that hotel to make you really look beautiful. And then at the end of that particular video or the advert, the person was now talking about, we have a plot of land, a 300 square meters, 600 square meters, that would be enough, for you to build that hotel. You see, that person did not go in the conventional way of telling people that, oh, I have 200 square meters, I have 450 square meters and all of that. Come and buy what I'm selling. No, that is something that stands out, right? That's one. Number two, we also in Ragnarok here, we also have something of sort, where we're talking to people about investing in buying the Westbury homes, right? That's a landed property at the Beechwood Estate. Now, in that same video, we made people understand that if you buy now, in few years time, this is the amount you would have earned in return. That's the ROI. So I need us to understand that before shooting an advert, please ensure that your ad creative, that's either your video or your graphics, is sharing value. If it is not sharing value, then I will not advise or encourage you to go ahead and shoot that advert. All right. Even if the property you're selling may be cheap or expensive, I mean, affordable or expensive as the case may be, ensure that you're sharing value. Ensure you're sharing value. People want to buy value. They are not wanting to be sold to. All right. So the first thing is, I want to believe everybody has a Facebook page. This is a Facebook page that I will be using for the purpose of this class. All right. So the first thing you will do before you run an advert, and I also understand that a lot of people want to use their personal account to do business. But most times I always advise, in as much as you want. Please, can you mute your mic? Please mute your mic. Now, I always advise, in as much as you want your contact to see what you're selling, it is also good for you to have a page. All right. A page gives you the sense of, branding. It gives you the sense of business in general, right? So you need a page, and you also need a page to run, an advert in this case. So the first thing you need to do is to create a page. So I'll show us how you can create a page. All right. And then from having a page, I'll tell us one or two things to also do to avoid Facebook banning your page. All right. And Facebook restricting your page, because I know a lot of people have that problem. And I would also share with you the kind of payment method to use in case if Facebook or any social media space at all is not accepting your Nigerian debit card. All right, I'll share with you the kind of debit card you can always use. So if you log on to your Facebook page, you would see, if you can see my my cursor, right? You see pages, so you click on pages, all right, and then it brings you here. Now, if you don't have a page, because there are 3 pages here, if you don't have a page, then you know that this place will be empty. This place will be empty because you don't have one, right? But if you have one, just follow me. Now, if you don't have at all, you click on create new page. You click on create new page, all right? So it will bring me here. So let me assume that I want to name my page real estate coach. As the case may be, you decide the name of your page. Now you talk about the category. Of course, this is real estate, so you can pick either as an agent, a company, a developer, commercial real estate agency, real estate service, as the case may be, just pick your own. All right, for me, I'll pick this. Now, for the purpose of your bio is very, very important. It's, it tells people who you are and what you're out here to do. Ensure that your bio is catchy, and ensure that your bio is not too long, because people are not always patient to read, something that is lengthy on the media space. So you can just write in, something, I help you, build a luxury home, something like that. Just write something that is catchy and that people will understand immediately they get to your page. All right, and then you can go ahead and click on create page. For me, I don't need this page, so I'm not going to be creating it. All right, now another thing is, once you have your page created, please ensure that you have your contacts there. Ensure you have your contact, your phone number, your email, and ensure that the phone number that you insert on your page is the number that people can always reach you on. It shouldn't be just a WhatsApp number that it's only on WhatsApp they can access you. No. Get a number or a SIM card that people can always call you. They can get across to you, by dialing your number. I found out that a lot of people also make that mistake while running adverts. They just insert their WhatsApp number there. A lot of people don't really have time to chat with you. Some people just want to call you and, talk about business with you on phone and close the deal on phone. But a lot of people just in their WhatsApp number, and then your WhatsApp number is not reachable. No, this is business, and you should ensure that your number is always reachable. Ensure that your email is also there, all right, so that people can either send you an email if need be. So the page has been created now, but for the purpose of this showing, I'll be using one of the pages I have here. All right, so I'll just be switching to this page so that I will show us how you can, run adverts that would convert. Okay, so this is my page, yeah, and you can see that this. You can see what I do. You can see my email and all of that is here. All right, you can see some other things on this page. Now you're on this page, so you go to your ads manager. That's where we have that's where we do the
I know
ad.
I know they hear anything. Let me stay on one list. I know they hear.
Can you hear me? Somebody is saying she cannot hear.
I can hear you.
Okay, please, can you mute your mic, man? Thank you.
Okay, all
All right, thank you. Sorry about that, everyone. All right, so this is my page, right? And I need to run an advert. So I just go to create advert. Now here, I want us to listen attentively, because please, can you mute your mic, please? Please mute your mic, please. Okay, so now here we have different ads set or ad target or objective, as the case may be. Now I need us to understand that there are certain kind of adverts you shouldn't run, right, for the real estate business, and there are some that that is very okay for anybody to run. Now, number one, please let me speak against, don't run for leads. Now, when I mean leads, this one, they wouldn't contact you, they will just fill a form, and the form will just be on Facebook. Please don't do this for the purpose of real estate. It does not work for real estate. Now, do engagement, all right? Do engagement for the purpose of real estate. Now, I will explain to us why you should do engagement. Now,
other way of making money.
please kindly mute your mic. All right. Now, we do engagement. Now for engagement works for different kinds of, endpoint. And when I mean endpoint, I mean either you have a landing page or a sales page, as the case may be, or you have a WhatsApp business that you use to, discuss with a client. So with engagement now, you can either run the advert directly to your WhatsApp, all right, so that you have their phone number and you can always call them, and also they have your contact. So whenever they you chat them up, or as the case may be, you know that okay, chatting up this thing, you expect a good response from them, because it is assumed that you've made them save your number, so that whenever you reach out to them, right, for follow up, you know that nobody will be asking you questions of who are you, who am I speaking to, and all of those questions. So you run the advert either directly to your WhatsApp business, or you run the advert directly to a sales page if you have one. And if you don't have one, you want to run it directly to your WhatsApp, it's still okay. So for the purpose of this training also, we'll be using the engagement ad. So we click on continue. All right. So this is where we are doing the main business now. All right. So here you name your advert. All right. Let's call this Alverton. All right. So here we'll call it the Alverton. Now they would ask you questions that are special ad category. Now, please don't click on anything when it comes to this special ad category. This is basically for those okay. So this is basically for credit, maybe all those loan apps and all of that, maybe for employment, for housing. Yes, I understand you ask me questions, but housing is there, and then social issues, politics, law, medicine, and all of that. Now, for the fact that housing is here does not mean you should pick it. Now, Facebook decided to design this particular one for the purpose of people that are not in Nigeria. All right. So this category is open to those in the United States of America. So please kindly skip this special ad category. Okay. And then you can scroll down to do other things. Now for this page, right, we are done. It's just to just to fill in the name that we have to do here. So this is where we have the major work, which is your ad set. So what you do after this page is to click on next. All right, don't forget this advert is for Alverton. All right, so I'll still come here to give it the name Alverton. All right, now you can see here we have conversion, messaging apps. All right, you can see here. Yeah, that's what I want. I want people to message me on my WhatsApp platform. Now they will ask you the kind of ad type. Yes, I want people to click to message me. All right, so we're correct. Now, if you have more than a page, they would ask you this same question of Facebook page to use. So because there are 3 pages here, you can decide to use whichever one that is on this page that you want to use. All right, so let's use this. Now, don't forget also that you don't want people to chat you up on Messenger. No, you want people to chat you up on WhatsApp. So you tick the WhatsApp box, and then you untick the Messenger, because you want to get the phone number of this prospect, so that you can always reach out to them for feedback, and as the case may be. Now, if you look by my right hand side here, you see the estimated daily reach is about 1.9 thousand people to 5.5 thousand people, and then the estimated number of click is about 21 to 61, and then the total estimated audience size is 40 million to 47 million 100. That's quite massive. All right, so but we want to reduce this number because it is too much. Just follow me. Now, you can see the reason why we are having 1.9K to 5.5 9K. It's because of our daily budget that is 995. That's 995 naira. So let's assume I am increasing this to 5,000 naira. Now, 5,000 naira is the minimum, the least I can advise you to schedule here as a daily budget whenever you're running an advert on either Facebook or Instagram. Please, 5,000 naira is the least I can advise or encourage you to run an advert here on Facebook or on Instagram. Now, you can see that from 1.9 thousand, it has increased to 9.5 thousand to 27,000 audience reach. And then our link click has also increased from about 19 to 106 to 308 people who would reach out to us over a period of time. All right, please excuse me. Okay. Now you set an end date. Like you want to run this advert for a minimum of 7 days. And let me also say that when you're running an advert on any social media space, you don't go below 7 days minimum. The reason is Facebook will understand your advert within a space of 72 hours. And then Facebook will begin to give you credible leads. I mean, credible leads that would buy what you're selling. All right. So set an end date. So I'll come here and then I'll set 7th of December. All right. 2023. Now, another important thing I need to explain to us is whenever you're running an advert, always schedule your advert to start around 3 a.m. The reason being that if you start an advert, all right, on Facebook by 12 noon, all right, Facebook will still finish up your 5,000 naira. If you start your advert by 7 p.m., Facebook will still finish your 5,000 naira. So imagine if you start your Facebook advert by 3 a.m., it means that Facebook will still finish your 5,000 naira, but Facebook will give you more leads, right? Because of the time that you've given to Facebook. So I know you may also want to ask me, how do I schedule my advert? Now, today is 29th of November, 2023, and I want to schedule this advert to start on the 30th of November 2023. So I'll just come here, click here, and then click on 30th. All right, then come here and change it to 3 a.m. All right, so you can see 3 a.m. So it means that I've scheduled my advert to start by tomorrow morning. All right, so it will run for my 7 days in time frame. All right, so you can see it, you can schedule your advert here, but this is, let's just continue. Okay, all right. Sorry, it's because of the time, so let me just change it back to 11 a.m. All right, so we're good. Now we've come to the very interesting part, which is the location. Now I need us to understand that there are 3 e-com responsive states, right? That is at the forefront. All states in Nigeria these days, they are e-com responsive. And when I mean e-com responsive, I mean people that usually respond to advert that they see online. All right. There are 3 major states in Nigeria that usually respond, which is Lagos, Abuja, and Port Harcourt. All right. But these days, we are beginning to have some other states that are e-com responsive states like Delta State, states like Enugu State, and some other states like that usually get interested in stuff like this. Now, before I pick the state that that I feel or I think that would be interested in buying my real estate product. Now, one of the things I do is I go to Google. Please, I want you to follow me. I go to Google and then I search for trends. I search for trends. Now, you will know in Nigeria, who and where are people really searching for, I want to buy a house. I want to buy land. I want to buy this. I want to buy that. You will get to know from Google, because most of the time they come to Google to make search for all of those things. And then from, if any company does their SEO very well, they would find the name of that company, at the top. All right. So one of the things I do is to come here and then you click on explore. All right, you click on explore and then it will take you to the page that you want. So this is the page now. Now, I need you to understand that Lagos is constant, Abuja is constant, and Port Harcourt is constant. Okay, it's constant. So I just want you to understand that those three states, they are constant. And I'll give you my reasons, because there are a lot of people in Lagos State that are wealthy. There are a lot of people in Abuja that are wealthy. Definitely, they are also interested in buying real estate. Okay, I'm not saying there are no other people in other states, but using this Google trend, you will get to know the other states where people are searching, for a property or for anything whatsoever that they want to buy. So now you have something like Nigeria. Of course, in Nigeria, we are all in Nigeria. I don't know, in case if there's somebody in diaspora on this call. So past 12 months, you reduce it to at least 30 days or 7 days. All right, people search every day. So for mine, I'll reduce it to past 7 days. All right. Most times I really don't choose category, but if you want to choose, it's okay. So you can just choose either real estate or commercial and investment real estate. But let me just choose real estate, since that's a bigger, term. So I'll just search for something like buy a house. You have a lot of things you can search for. So just come here, search for it, and just know where that person is coming from. Or you can come here, search for buy a land. These are just keywords that people use often. Just come here and search for any of those things. Maybe buy a house. It's however you want to make an advert for here. So let's check it out and see the state that pops up. Okay, so my guess is not my guess, right? It's a proven fact. So you can see now that we have Abuja, we have River State, which is Port Harcourt, and then we have Lagos State, which is our big city here. Now you can see that these three states are where people are always searching out for or looking out for, right? So let's go back to our Facebook advert now. So you come here, you delete Nigeria, and then you come here to type in FCT. All right, so FCT, you see FCT Abuja. All right, FCT Abuja. So you pick the first one, and then the next one is we have Rivers. All right, so we have River State, pick River State. Then the third one is Lagos. Now you pick Lagos State, all right? Now you can see that our audience size has reduced from 40 million to 12 million because we decided to reduce the total number of, states in Nigeria. We chose 36 states and capital earlier, but right now we decided to cut it down into just 3 states, which is Lagos, Abuja, and Port Harcourt. Now you may decide, for people that may be taking them so long, to say I'll come for inspection and all of that, you may decide not to go for Rivers because Rivers is maybe far, all right, but really I don't see it to be far. If they really see it and they like it, they will buy. If there are people buying from diaspora that don't come for inspection, then there will definitely be people in River State and in Abuja that would also buy, without coming for inspection. Okay, so let's proceed. So we're done with that. Now, another part is the age. I know that a lot of people are not being sincere with their age on Facebook. Well, it's okay. But most times what you do is, to be on a safe side, you just come down, pick from, this is real estate. If it were to be something else, maybe e-commerce, I may decide to pick 24 or 25. All right. But for the purpose of real estate, I would choose either 25, or I'll decide to choose from 30. All right. I'll decide to choose from 30 because somebody at that age is definitely wanting to have a house, to live in and all of that. Now you see here that audience size has also reduced from 12 million to 8 million. All right. So this is the minimum age. Now, are there some people you want to exclude from viewing your advert? All right. Now you can decide to say, okay, I don't want anybody in Ogun State to see my advert. I don't want so person to see my advert. I don't want certain audience size to see my number, and all of that. So you can come here to exclude, but most times I leave it. It's not really necessary. All right. So now the placement is another very important part that people don't pay attention to. Your placement when you're running advert, please always edit your placement. I always edit mine. So please edit your placement. Now you will see audience network, native, blah, blah, blah. Just come down, you will see switch to manual placement and just go to manual placement. Now, when you get to this manual placement, please untick audience network. All right, untick audience network, and scroll down to see, you see the different placement, right? So this is for feed. Feed is a normal, maybe you're scrolling on your on your Facebook or on your Instagram. So it's a normal thing that you see people who posted their picture, who Facebook, ask question, what is in your mind now? And they decided to tell Facebook what is in their mind at the moment. All right. And, that's where feed appears. So you see different kind of adverts will just be, going on and on. Now, stories and reels, most times I really don't do stories and reels, really, because most times it does not really work. Yeah. So, I wouldn't really advise you to pick stories. Now, there are some people, if you check your Facebook or your Instagram page, you find out that the two may be separated. Now, if you find reels, go for reels, because people watch a lot of reels both on Facebook and on Instagram. Now, because this is together, I would decide to pick it because reels is included. Right? Reels is a very good spot to catch the attention of people if your ad creative is engaging and catchy enough. Now, these days, Facebook has introduced something like search result. Maybe somebody is just searching on Facebook and they decide to search for the Alvatin. Now, don't forget that we are running this advert for the Alvatin. You find out that once you just make that search for the Alvatin, it brings out, or the Alvatin advert, it pops up. All right. So I would advise you to make use of, search result while you're running your advert. Now, we are at the point of devices. All right. Excuse me. We are at the point of devices. Now, most times I always reduce the device rate. I always reduce the device rate because it is not everybody who has a phone and is on Facebook or Instagram that can purchase what you're selling. I need us to understand that very well. All right. It is not everybody that will buy. There are some people that are using touchlight phone to go on Facebook and they just want to be wasting your money by clicking on your advert whenever it pops up on their phone. Either most times they see somebody that is beautiful, they see somebody that is handsome, or they want to come and advertise their own product to you. All right. So most times what I do is I usually do two different ad targeting. Excuse me. I usually do two ad targeting. So what I do is I come to Android, all right, and this Android device, of course, it will be Android smartphone. Most times I don't use tablet. Now, they will ask you now, I need you to pay attention to this. You would see OS version, that is operating system version, all right? Please don't pick 1.0A, else you'll be wasting your money. Don't pick 1.0A. What you do is a minimum pick 8.0 Oreo, all right? Anybody who is using 8.0 Oreo has a little money, may not really be as big as you're expecting anyways, but you know, these are assumptions that you may think are assumptions anyways, but they are not assumptions, they are proven facts, all right? They are proven facts, and really you don't have to, you can decide to, you know, come in here to make it 13, which is the highest Android version that we have, which is a 13.0, all right? So this would serve as my ad set 1. Now, I will show you, you can also duplicate, which I'll show you how you can duplicate. Now, when you do the duplication, all right, you can then come back to this place and then you pick iOS devices. When you pick these iOS devices, all right, just do the same thing. Just take off iPad. You can take off, you know, iPods, and you can decide, just switch this also from the 2.0 and go to, you know, something maybe 10, 12, you know, or 10. The case maybe you can decide to go from 10 point, or let's be on the safer side. Let's be on 12.0. All right, so you can decide to pick any of these ones and you'll be safe. In fact, I would have loved to run this advert because I love the audience size that it is giving me. If you can see my highlight, right? I have about 1.1 million reach audience size to 1.3 million audience size. So this is a good reach for me. And then out of these people, right, my estimated number of click is between 94 to 270 people who will definitely click, and they are iPhone users, and this is iPhone 12. Anybody using an iPhone 12, trust me, I believe that person has money to buy plot of land, as the case may be. All right, now you're done with picking your the devices you want to target on your advert, and then you're done here. So the next part to go to is just to click on your next and go to the last part of, you know, scheduling or making this advert to work. All right. So here you don't forget the name is still adverting. All right. And then now Facebook would ask you a few questions. Which page, you've already chosen a page that you want to use. Now they will ask you if that page is connected to Instagram, or if you want that advert to also run on Instagram. Of course, if you want it to also run on Instagram, you may come in here to pick Instagram, or if you want it to run only on Facebook, it's okay. Just come in here and then just remove the Instagram account. All right. Now, it is time for the ad setup. Now, this is for the creative part, which you would either upload the video or the graphic you want to use for the training, or you have already uploaded it before and you just want to pick it up as an existing post. So if it is an existing post, you click on use existing post. And then if you've never uploaded it on your Facebook or your Instagram page before, what you do is you just click on create advert or create ad, as the case may be. All right. So I can decide to, although I don't have the video or the graphic here, so I'll decide to use maybe an existing post because I already have, you know, a few things on my on the page here. So now, if you see my page very well, you see that Facebook is showing something red here, right? Now, it tells you something that this post needs to include a call to action. Now, but every other post that you can see here is not showing this same red, which means that the ad creative I have there, you know, has been scrutinized by Facebook, and then it is verified that I can use that particular post to run an advert. It means that the size is okay to run both Facebook and Instagram advert. All right. So I can just decide to come here to pick this and I'll click on continue. I'll click on continue. So you can see that my placement, it's all green. So I'm good to go with my ad creative. All right. So at the end of this, the next thing to do is, you just, my text is already there. But if you're just going to be uploading your own adverts, you just click on it. Please kindly unmute your mic. Please mute your mic, please.
Why not mute everybody? Mute everybody, Mr. Denny.
Thank you. All right. So if you want to create the advert, like you just want to upload it from your system, you scroll down and then you see add media. So you can click on add media and you either add the image or you add the video. All right. So this one, you either add it from your system or you add it from your phone, depending on whatever you are using. All right. So you add it up, and then after adding the video, you then come here to add the headline. Right? Your headline should be very, very catchy. So you can have something like don't buy a house if you have not watched this video. Just something like this, right? That will just show as the headline. People always, that's like the first thing that anybody would see when they see your advert. All right. And then the next thing is just impute your caption. The advertising is a 21 unit. Well, you don't need all those stories anyways. You can just tell them the benefit of why they should buy the advertising into your description. All right. And then when you have that into your description, that's all that you're doing here. Sometimes you can come here to edit what we have now. Most times, if people click on your advert, right, and then they get into your DM, now one of the things they do is, hi, please, can I know more about this? Something like that. But if you don't really want that kind of a message, you can come here to edit it to whatever you want. Maybe you just want them to say, please, can I get the application form? Please, can I get your account number? Please, that also has a way it triggers their mind to, making commitment to whatever they are doing. So you can come in here to fill it in and, you're good. You're good. But ensure that you save it immediately you're done typing in what you want to be your response. All right. Then immediately after that, if you can see my cursor, you publish your advert. I'm not going to publish anything here. You publish your advert and then you give Facebook a short time. After a while, Facebook will approve your advert if it's in line with their terms and conditions. And if it is not according to their terms and conditions, Facebook will reject your advert. Now, why will Facebook reject your advert? Let's come back to this place. If you remember, I said, don't choose special ad category. So this is one of the reasons why Facebook will reject your advert. Number two, Facebook will reject your advert if there are some keywords that you use. Facebook is against anything that has to do with medicine. Facebook is against anything that has to do with law, politics, and all of those things, right? If you find out during the last election, politicians made use of influencers the more, because Facebook would definitely hit somebody and hammer if you come on here to run an advert for such a purpose. All right. So that's just the best way you can create your advert. Thank you, everyone. Please, you can ask me your question.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah.
Can I go ahead and ask my question? Good morning.
Yeah, please go ahead, sir.
You made mention because I know from all the lectures I've had and what the ad I've been running, that if you are running real estate ad, you choose lead generation. So, but how come this time around you say we should choose get more messages?
Okay, let me give you an experience. Excuse me. Now you're running lead generation. Lead generation is also coming to your DM, your WhatsApp DM. But what I said you should not do is don't run adverts, right? That people will only fill form that you'll be calling them later on. When you do the lead generation, right? The phone number of these people will be on Facebook. You go on Facebook to go and download it and you start calling them. Am I correct, sir?
I agree, yes.
Good. Now, when you start calling
correct.
them, so many of them will start denying the fact that I clicked or I filled one form. But when
Yes, yes.
they come into your WhatsApp DM directly, right? You have every evidence to say, oh, you're interested in my product, all right? And then you send me a message on WhatsApp. Do you understand? But
Okay.
how do you want to call somebody that filled user number on Facebook and then you just downloaded their lead sheets and you begin to call all of them? No. People want to see the face of the person who is doing something. They want to, resonate with you. And that's the essence of you running the advert directly to your WhatsApp platform. Now, I need you to understand something, that before anybody will buy from you, they must KLT you. And what I mean by KLT, I mean they must know you, they must like you, and they must
Definitely.
trust you. So as a
Yes.
result of that, it's more like you're secluding them to a particular page on on Facebook that you decide to download whenever you're free to, But if you have these people on WhatsApp, they get to see your status, you get to nurture them over time, these people will buy from you and they will refer you, to other people. But if you have them only on the lead sheet that you're downloading, some of them may not pick your call because they don't know your number. But if you run the advert directly to your WhatsApp, which is still lead generation, which I don't want you to be mistaken, right? Now, these people would either have saved your number earlier, all right, or they would not save your number and still ask you one or two questions. And by the time you tell them that, oh, you sent me a message on WhatsApp, yeah, they remember that, oh, yeah, I did. But if you're asking somebody, that is just filling one form on Facebook that you get to download later on, like, I hope you understand what I'm trying to say.
I do. I will give it a shot because all this while I've been doing lead generation.
Okay. And has it been working?
I will try it. Yeah, sometimes you get some clown, they will just be speaking one foreign language, it's their own language that I don't understand. Or they will tell you that, look, I don't know when I fill this form. And I'll be wondering, but you took your time to send me your details and you don't know when.
Exactly. So that's more reason why you should.
Experiences I've had.
All right, that's more reason why you should allow them to fill the form. To get into your WhatsApp DM and discuss with you.
Then can I ask a second question?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay, you were talking about targeting the Nigerians in diaspora, and you made mention of a special ad category. So what's the correlation between the two of them?
Yeah, I think today I didn't talk about running ads to people in diaspora. That was the last
No, you just made a message that you said something that okay. If I want to run special category,
no. That's not for people in diaspora. I don't want you to mistake that. It's not for people in diaspora, right?
Okay.
You're not running the advert to people in diaspora using it, but it is for people in diaspora to use as a result of the rules and regulations governing, the bodies
their
abroad.
Own country.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's what that ad set is meant for, and not meant for Nigerians.
Okay. Then thirdly, you didn't even make mention of how do we target Nigerians and people in diaspora.
We did that in the last class, so you can check our YouTube page to view the last recorded class on how you can target people in diaspora.
Okay. Yeah. I will go online.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Okay. Do we have more questions? Do we have more questions? Please, you can ask me your question.
Okay. If nobody's asking, let me ask again. Okay, sorry for the over-asking.
No, it's okay.
You said the minimum budget should be 5,000 naira. Is it per day?
Yeah, per day.
5K per day.
Ads budget.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. 5K per day.
Yeah.
Then when it comes to you didn't say anything on okay, when it comes to this, okay, luxury item, we can target car, luxury travel.
So we treated that. Why I did not really make mention of it, we treated that in our previous class. Sure, you get on how you can do all of those targeting. So today what I dealt with is zero targeting. All right. In our previous classes,
Okay.
we've done targeting people in diaspora, how you can target all of those items, engage shoppers, likes of luxury cars, luxury yachts, frequently international travelers, and all of that. So you can check our YouTube page to, access all those materials.
Okay.
Hello.
All right. Thank you very much.
Hello.
Yes.
Okay,
Please go ahead.
I have a question now. Okay, so how do we get the link to access your YouTube channel? Can you drop that on your
All right,
WhatsApp or you?
I'll share the link with you on WhatsApp immediately after this training.
Okay, thank you.
Hello. Will this particular recording be uploaded to?
Yes, this recording will be available on YouTube before the close of business today.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. All right, do we have more questions? Do we have more questions?
Hello. Yes, I have. You said something about 3 a.m. Please, can you explain again?
3 a.m.
Yes,
Okay.
when it comes to
So
setting the time.
Oh, great. Okay, so now if you set your advert to start by 3 a.m., right, it will help Facebook to have enough time to expand your advert to go far, wide, and as many as you can think about, right? So that was why I said that. Now, somebody who is using the same amount with you, 5,000 naira in a day, that started his own advert by 4 p.m., and somebody that started his own advert by 3 a.m., you know that the person who started his advert by 3, well, depending on your targeting, yeah, the person who started his own advert by 3 a.m. would have started getting inquiries and possibly close, maybe it's you, as the case may be, right? Compared to somebody who is just starting his or her advert by 4 p.m. Now, somebody who is just starting an advert by 4 p.m., most times you can take Facebook, hours to review your advert and approve it for it to start running. So let's assume that it takes Facebook about 2 hours, all right, to approve your advert. It means that your advert would start around 6 p.m. that day. Meanwhile, somebody has been responding and has been productive, right, while your own advert started and while your own advert, got approved. And it's possible that person may have also gotten the client that was probably supposed to come to you if you had started yours earlier, right? It's just a trick of, starting early to get the best out of, the social media space.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. You're welcome. Okay, do we have a question? Okay, I don't think we have more questions. So finally, in Ragnarok Property Development Limited, currently we have 2 estates that are still selling really fast. We have the Albertine Estate, and then we have Westbury Homes. The Westbury Homes is a landed project at Boggy J, that's inside Beechwood Estate. And currently in that estate, we have 300 square meters, 450 square meters, and 600 square meters selling real fast. And our the title of that property is COO, Global COO, that we have at the Westbury Homes currently. And in that same place right now, we have a lot of amenities. We have the gated estate, we have the dedicated transformer, a lot of things that we have in that estate right now. And this same estate, is currently selling, and this is December here, just around the corner. So I'm sure you would definitely want to, be one of the sellers of this estate. Of course, I believe you're marketing a product. So more details will be shared regarding this project with us on all the various group chat. And for this period, we are also bringing out a Christmas incentive package for all our realtors. And this incentive package is really an enticing one, or it's an enticing, package for all our realtors. I'll be sharing my screen now so that you would see what our package is like for this period. That's our incentive package. So let me just share my screen so that you can also have a glimpse of what our incentive package is. Okay, so these are incentive package for this period. All right. So if you're able to bring in 7 million naira, the incentive is HP laptop, and of course, if you're able to do as much as 20 million naira, you'll be getting an iPhone 13. 30 million naira, you'll be getting an iPhone 14, and 40 million naira, you would also be, having a trip to Rwanda, and 50 million naira, you'll be traveling with us to Zanzibar. And if you're able to bring in 60 million naira, you'll be going with us to Mauritius. And if you're able to bring in 80 million naira, you'll be, having Toyota Camry 2009, to yourself. So, this is an incentive, that has been carefully crafted, that, I will just want us to, start again. Even if you stopped marketing our product, I want you to go back to our product, because this incentive is what you don't want to miss. You don't want to miss this incentive. All right. I've shared the incentive on this space so that everybody can have access to it. So, we have the Westbury homes, we have Alverton estate that is still selling at the moment and is selling really fast. The Alverton, we have something really beautiful, outstanding in the community of Shongotedo inside Ajaya Akpata Estate. And we have, a very good title document, which is the governor's consent. And we have 2-bedroom with maid room, 3-bedroom with maid room, and then the 4-bedroom terrace. In case if you've not been to any of our site, we can schedule you for an inspection either on Tuesday or on Thursday, so that you see the amazing project that we have along that area. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to say a very big thank you to you all for joining us again on the edition of our Real Estate Masterclass 1.3. I wouldn't know, but just in case somebody has, 1 or 2 questions to ask, maybe about our estate or about the incentive, in 30 seconds, please, I'd just like to take the question.
Okay. Yeah. I'm back again. Okay, this is my question. Let's say, for example, now, when you are doing your Facebook ad, demographic targeting is very important. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So I want to know from your own experience of running ad for your property. What's the age people, the age bracket that has?
Okay, I touched the age bracket. Maybe you weren't on the call then. Now,
no, I was, but I want to just have an idea of the age bracket that's purchased your property.
Oh, the age bracket.
Then secondly, yes, that's made successful purchase. Then secondly again, then their location. Because that location is very important. For what you did broad location, Lagos, River State, and this thing. You understand? They must reside somewhere within Lagos or any of these, so that one can target those areas.
Okay.
And what else again? Okay, those 2 very important points.
Okay, so the age bracket, like I said earlier, is roughly between 25-30. All right. But to be on the safe side, like I said during the call, you can always go with 30 to 44. 30 to 44. Yeah. Within that age range. All right. Just like I said earlier, you can decide to duplicate your advert into 2, 3, see the one that is delivering better, and then go ahead to off anyone that is not, giving you what you want. But first, allow it for the first 24 to 48 hours. I would encourage 48 hours before you shut down any advert after duplicating it. So once you duplicate it, just see whichever is doing better. All right. And then you can shut down whichever is not giving you the desired result.
No problem. Then location. Your property is in Bodija. So if who is likely to buy? Is it people that stays on stays on Ikoyi VI, or someone that stays in what's it called, Aja or Lekki Phase 1?
Okay, so now people from that end would also buy, but most times buying property, there is a question, there's a question attached to it. Why are they really buying? Do they want to buy because they want to live in, or they are buying because they want to they are buying for investment purposes? So if you're able to answer that question, you already know where to target. And Google Trend is also there to always help you to know the best place to target. All right. Just like if you're targeting those in Ogun State now, coming to Shango Tedo is, it's an increase for them to come and live in Shango Tedo. All right. But somebody that is in VI and telling such a person to come and live in Shango Tedo or Lakwe or Ekbe, of course, you should understand what that means. So people around that area would definitely want to buy properties along that axis because they want it for investment purposes. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, yes. But from your experience, which location buy most from you guys? Like for example, your property at Bodija.
Okay. A few of them, they are around Lekki, they are in diaspora and on the mainland.
On the mainland also. Okay.
Yeah.
Mainland, as per we mean Ikeja GRA or any part of
any part of mainland generally.
Okay, where the rich and wealthy live, middle class areas of
yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. All right, thank you.
Hi, Olayemi.
Hi.
Good morning. Thank you for the wonderful presentation. Please, I just want to ask, is it possible we get the recording of your training? Actually, I joined a little bit late. I didn't start from the beginning, a few minutes late. Is it possible?
Yeah, sure. Before the close of business today, it will be on our YouTube page.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. All right. Thank you everyone for joining us on the call today. Once again for our real estate masterclass 1.3, and a big shout out to you. Thank you, and see you or we'll have a better training in December. Thank you for joining, and bye for now.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Alayini. I really appreciate the class.
Thank you, sir.